Well, I suppose we should look at the problem. NVIDIA, Amphenol, who are some other good ones here? ARM, AMS, um, Diode, whatever. Firstly, I'm not going to have much of a choice. There's a Tesla charging station back here about what NVIDIA is. And I'm kind of neutral about the tomb world. I think it's very important for shards and being part of the overall artwork here. Very important on the notation to be a dot, even if my Doomslayer has no fucking clue as to what I'd want his little Doomslayer ass to do down there, because I physically don't know how to do that. And I mean that with the respect of I can figure this shit out. This is not that hard of a thing about where you manufactured for some asshole at the fucking tomb world about 401k say something stupid to me about Boot Barn. Now, with that out of the way, what are we doing? What is the biggest problem? What is the biggest problem with what you see right here? This is my village and this is my town office. This is the size of the town. There's about 2,000 people inside of here or something like that, roughly. I got population issues. I can do this mostly on laptops and it's broken data system as we stand it right now. But Arbor and Trusty, I'm counting on you to understand that I need this to happen. That's why you're supposed to actually reference the fucking taxes inside of these places, because how the hell else would I know if it's not running through some rack for me so I can actually compare arrays, check numbers on wires, go to the computer, open laptop, see parity flip and an error or a 1 and 0 error inside of there with Ben Eater. Because I get the physical structure. I do. When you're looking at it like this is our breadboard Solomon old world kind of a thing, right? And I don't care about that because I Gresham's lawed that into something like this, which is a more appropriate key. Now again, the numbers are subjective to set theory because you got some infrastructure, you got some commercial and residential property. These are realtors or something like that, these two right here, and I tried to keep that on the line. Some gas station, you got a flower shop, an old restaurant I think is out of business, I'm not sure. But I know it's a negative, draw, it's a neutral or something like that. And these are all the businesses, and all those businesses pay taxes into here like every single person on the residential side of the system pays it as well. You are a parcel map inside of this system, and therefore you need to go through this routing system, not the national data banking system, because this will get routed out to a much larger data center. I don't need, and if you don't understand material sciences and the geometry, the geomancy that goes into Warhammer over there, about how that works, it's a bit of terraforming this wave function, right? You got to grab the dragon and play the Higgs field stuff with it, which are any of these inputs coming in to a macro standard to the national level before I listen to Caleb Hammer tell me that, well, median national, I don't give a shit about medium national when some 70K comes in here on vacation and fucks it all up. That's the kind of bullshit. You got drive distances to work and otherwise, which I can back array on the CMB data of going through here by asking the keyword search. It's not just going to pump out random arrays for me on standards of what ConUS's books actually are. And again, that's the much larger side of this coin about data where you have a map built. Let's say that, instead of just me clicking a picture out of here, that I actually can get into this and mess around with Grand Theft Auto's HUD a little bit. In this case, just some simpler versions of that on the time scale of things. I mean, eventually it goes Days Gone engine, because obviously about me being a deep seeker inside of here. And when you don't need this type of data for something that large, or you need to scale the unitary concerns about what that is, you realize that you... Let's get back to it here. Fine, we'll do it the other way. We realize that's some stone mill. And I with the way ones and zeros compress, y'all, I don't need much. But this is to say, well, does the government, this town get access? Yes! Absolutely!